Greetings, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Up the River, Down the Bayou. I'm Richey, your host. So glad you joined us. We've got a great show for you in store. In just a minute, we're going to head out to Lutcher and bring in head coach Dwayne Jenkins. Our team of the week, we head to Lafourche Parish and check in with the E.D. White Cardinals. Kyle Lasang has had an unbelievable start to the season. Strength is scheduled big time, and he's come through it relatively unscathed. We'll set up a district matchup with South Lafourche for you as well. We'll have a little volleyball for the first time since show one. We'll check in with Covenant Christian Academy, making waves for Coach Craig Hamner in Division 5. And then we'll close out with a blast from the past, and also, you know, the guy that's been over my shoulder for every podcast that we've ever done here, the Hit King, Pete Rose, of course, sadly passed away this week. We'll give our take and do a tribute to the Hit King in just a bit. But without further ado, let's go ahead and go up the river and bring in our first guest. And for that, we head over to St. James Parish at Lutcher High School and head coach, athletic director, Dwayne Jenkins. Coach Dwayne, thanks so much for joining us. Been a very nice start for you. How are things going for you? Undefeated right now. We're going to get into the undefeated opponent you're about to play this Friday. But first of all, how are things going? How's this start to the season for you?
Well, it's been exciting. Unfortunately, it's just another year that didn't go off as planned. We had the week 2 Francine cancellation. Yeah. It was just had to be done, but it's good to kind of be in a routine now, heading into district, and hopefully we can have no interruptions the rest of the way.
Yeah, that'd be great. And again, it happened to us before, you know, we were set to broadcast live stream week 2 with St. Charles and Lutcher. What a great River Parish matchup that would have been. But once again, Mother Nature does her thing, but we just roll with it and we just continue on, and that's all we can do. So you've started off this season, as we said, 3-0, wins over Slidell, Liberty, and in this different district at Assumption, a 48-0 win last week, Coach, and then Vanderbilt this week. First of all, let me ask you about basically a Bayou district, right? Well, what's that?
Yeah, and we've been in that Bayou district now for the last 2 years, and I don't think in the beginning we were really welcome to be into that district. Just kind of with our location, we've been bounced around. We moved up into 4A. We've played in the Baton Rouge district before. We've played in the New Orleans district before, but we really thought that our school and our community fit best with those Bayou schools. All the schools in the Bayou, for the most part, are strong community schools. And even if it's not as much for football, it's a big deal for us with our other sports. And as the athletic director, the competition that we've had in baseball and softball and basketball have been tremendous for our schools. So football has been a great district as well. Assumption won the district last year. In 2023, we won it in 2022. So, and now we add E.D. White to the mix, and I'm sure they want to have something to say about it. And our opponent this Friday is off to a hot start, and Vanderbilt would kind of rule that district for the few years before the last 2. Vanderbilt had won, I think, the 2 previous district championships. So pretty competitive top to bottom, but we really enjoy the community aspects of the schools that we play in this district.
Coach, you're currently sitting at the last unofficial power ratings, I think number 6 in Division 2 non-select. Vanderbilt 4-0, number 1 in Division 2 non-select. Let's set it up. Friday night at Lutcher, Vanderbilt against those Bulldogs. Tell me about this game.
Yeah, I think Coach Wallace has done a great job of kind of just coming in and putting his stamp on the program. They obviously started off with some 5A opponents, which has led to their success in the power ratings. They came out and they beat some 5A schools when you're talking about playing Central Lafourche, John Ehret, and Sulphur, and they were able to get wins over all 3 of those opponents. And then they started district last week with a big win over Morgan City, and they play very sound on both sides of the ball. Obviously, they have the returning all-world running back in Jalen Coleman, who was the MVP of this district as a freshman. And he's kind of going into his senior year. He's committed to Liberty, one of the fastest guys in the state. And then on the defensive side, probably where Coach Wallace spends a lot of his time, you can see the impact they have. They're very, very disciplined. They do a lot of things on a technical level, and their guys execute at a high level on both sides of the ball. So it's really going to be a challenge for us to come out and play our best. And we thought we took a step in the right direction last week at Assumption.
Excellent. And I love the new digs you got there in the office, and a very nice background. You know, we see that state championship trophy back there. When you think back at it, man, you know, 20 years total at Lutcher, right? You know, as an assistant for, I think, 11, St. James head coach for 3, and then back now for your 9th year as the head coach at Lutcher. Coach, you've been part of 5 state championships at Lutcher. The first year you were a wide receivers coach, the first year that you got the promotion as the offensive coordinator, and the first year you were the head coach, you won. So that's pretty special. Let's take a look back and look at the last state championship in 2022. What did that one mean to you?
It was kind of the redemption story. We kind of came in after 2015, and we had a good group of guys that were kind of coming back on the offensive side and really wanted to make that repeat. And we were able to do it. And then we kind of went on some hard times, 2017, 2018, 2019, where we just couldn't get over the hump. And we had a team that we kind of had been building, obviously, for 3 years. Lunch Winfield was the linchpin of that whole deal. We rode his shoulders from his sophomore year. And that was the kind of coronation. And you get to see what a special moment it was to have Zach as a sophomore, to have my godchild Clayton, who was our starting tight end on that team, to be part of it. So it was really just a great story of a team really coming together and not to be denied. And that group will always be special, because I don't think that you would say that 2022 state championship team was one of the most talented teams that we've had here at Lutcher High School. But it was the true definition of a team, and we had great leadership, and we had great kids that played really hard and overcame adversity during the year, and really just wasn't going to be denied. And it took a lot of different pieces to get it going that year, and a lot of people had to step up at different times. So we had a good mix. We had some great leadership, and we had a lot of great kids on that team.
Coach, I remember at the post-game news conference, you at the podium, I mean, you could really do a 30 for 30 on just that, either that game or that season, the things that your team had gone through, personal players, family members in car accidents. And, you had told one wide receiver that, the whole state is going to know you by the end of this game. You dropped the bombshell, and you just kind of went through it. And anybody who knows Dwayne Jenkins knows that you put absolutely everything you have into the Lutcher Bulldogs. And those years that were the painful years, like you mentioned, 17, 18, 19, that got you. You said that, you were thinking about, stepping away from the game. And when I think Dwayne Jenkins, I'm like, that's Lutcher football. Like, you're synonymous with the school and the sport. How serious were you, and how much of a change and a turnaround has that state championship helped you? And not to mention, and we're going to get into some coaching Zach as well, but where are you at now as far as where you were when you told us that at the podium after the state championship?
Yeah, Eric, those 3 years really took a toll on me. And it goes back to some of the things that you said, just my love for this program, what I think this school means to this community, and us falling short of expectations in a lot of ways. And that was a lot of contributing factors to some of those things that took place during those seasons. But you start to question, is it at the right place at the right time? Are you the right person to be able to get it turned around? And a lot of soul searching, a lot of things went into it. But really, it was the commitment of those kids kind of coming out of COVID, going into the 2021 season. And then we get hit with another hurricane and kind of get a delayed start there. So you've got a lot of things going on. But that group in 2021 really made it kind of worthwhile and kind of rejuvenated a little bit. And I'll tell you, one of the things that I promised myself after going through those 3 years, and that's maybe why 2022 became so special, is that I wasn't going to take winning for granted. And I thought during that time, even in that 2016 season, you really didn't take the time to celebrate the wins. And it became really a grind on me personally, just kind of getting through that time where win was never good enough. And I told the kids kind of going into 2021 that we were going to celebrate every win and kind of change. We know what the expectations are, but we need to continue to have fun and remember that it is a game, and we need to support each other. And really kind of got into that part, and really the 2022 season really took off. But probably Another piece of it is just on a personal side. If you go back and look at me from 2016 and kind of through those years, I gained a little weight. And kind of right before COVID, I decided that I had a little girl who was at the time 4 years old, and I needed to make sure that I was in shape and healthy enough to be around when she got older. So in December 30th of 2019, I started running, and I've run every day since.
Wow.
Every day since December 30th of 2019, I've gone on a run at least sometime. And I think it has paid huge dividends, not just for me physically, but for the mental health, just to be able to get away, have that release that you kind of schedule that time each and every day to get out there and get on roads, and you kind of be at yourself. So I do think that that's something important. And I've talked about that. I think when you and I did a conversation during COVID about the mental health piece and what that meant during that time. And I've stuck to it, and it's been something that I've gone through. And I really think that it has helped kind of prolong. It helps me keep things in perspective. Where do
you do your runs at?
Everywhere. It's kind of a joke around town. It's kind of like finding where's Waldo. It's where's Coach Jenkins and where's he running today? So I'll get questions sometimes. Coach, you still running? Because I've been running in the morning before people get up. So now I'm running in the dark, sometimes on a levee at 5:30 in the morning. So not as many people see me during the week, but I'm still getting it in.
What about, are you like Coach O? Do you keep your shirt off or on? Or,
my shirt's on. And actually, that Coach O piece, a lot of people don't know that, but Coach O and I had conversations about that. And that's when he started running too. He came see me one morning after a run on the recruiting trip when he was on the road. And I kind of shared with him that I'd been running every day. And Coach O kind of got after it. And that's when he became real popular for his running after he and I had talked about running. And Coach Rebo's a big runner too.
That's great. That's great. So Eric Richey, needs to get into some shape as well. I started walking a few months. What are you laughing at? I started walking a little bit out by the old Treasure Chest Casino. That there's a trail out there by Lake Pontchartrain. But the part the only reason I bring it up is the mental aspect, because I can think of shows, think of stories. What do I have to do for VSN? It is a good release. Let's change gears. Lutcher, the football history is well known. Our good buddy George Becknell even wrote a book about the history of Lutcher football, Jarvis Landry and all the great players that have played there. But I think you're the only father-son combo that has been a starting quarterback at Lutcher, right? You were the starting QB your senior year, and here we are, 2024. Your son, Zach, is the starting quarterback his senior year. Tell me about what it's been like for you. And I know you said, a big difference in your coaching philosophy since those bad years. Enjoy some of the things, enjoy the wins. And I know I talked to you right before the season started, and you and Zach both echoed the same thing. We're going to enjoy this. It's a special thing that you guys can, talk about for years. What's it been like now that we're, 3 games into the season?
I don't know. I do enjoy it. I really do. I don't know how much he enjoys it sometimes, because I would probably say he gets coached harder than any of those other quarterbacks that I've ever coached. And I'll give my wife some credit on that. She told us we needed to do something besides the quarterback, head coach, quarterback, play caller relationship. So she kind of talked us into going and watch the LSU game this past Saturday against South Alabama. It was the first time I've been back on campus for an LSU game in person, probably since Jarvis played. And it was really good for us to just kind of go do something as father and son, and not necessarily as head coach and quarterback. But it's been great. He really understands what his position means to our football team, but he also understands the decision-making process, and he's been around it for such a long time. It's just kind of surreal sometimes that you look back and you think that you never saw this day coming. You see him on the sidelines. You see him with pictures with Blaine Goche when he was a baby, or Gavin Webster when he's 2 or 3 years old, or Rustin Mathern and Lowell Narcisse and John Trey Kirkland and Kobe Bourgeois. You see him with all of those guys that he's kind of grown up and been in the backyard emulating his whole life, and now he's getting an opportunity to have that same pressure and responsibility that those guys dealt with.
That's excellent. That's excellent. You're gonna have to send me some of those pictures. I'm gonna put that on this deal. Okay, final question. Again, VSN broadcast live streaming this Friday from Lutcher. 3-0 Lutcher, 4-0 Vanderbilt. Give me some of the names that we should know going into this for Lutcher, both on offense and defense. I know we talked about Zach, but man, when I went out there, man, receivers, you had a running back that was a sophomore a couple years ago. I know he's been playing great. And then defensively, the dingoes that you refer to them. Tell me some of the names as we close out this segment.
Yeah, let's start on the defensive side because we've got a couple of guys that have been linchpins in our defense since that state championship year. And Rashad Sterling, our defensive lineman, he's a Houston commit. Had his season cut short last year with a knee injury. Didn't have him in the playoffs, so he's back this year and back with a vengeance and kind of leading the way up front. Another guy is Tariat Snowden, another starter on that state championship team. He started an inside linebacker as a sophomore. He's been playing more outside during his junior and senior campaigns, and really Caden Parquette, a junior, started on the state championship team as a freshman because of an injury in the playoffs. So you got those three guys that kind of lead our defense, all that played in that 2022 state championship game. And then on that next level, you've got guys that have been playing great football this season. Linebackers Dre Sabinski and Koi Ruiz have had great seasons to this point. And then I need to mention our safeties. Derek Jackson, we think he's got a chance to be a big-time player. He's a junior, returning starter from last year. And Ashton Starks, a super sophomore, started for us last year, receiver as a freshman. We know we needed some help on the back end of our defense, so he's been able to step in and kind of shore that up. We think he does a good job of being able to play over the top and take balls away. So look for those 5 or 6 names to be standouts on Friday night. On the offensive side, I think everything starts with us up front. Logan Bourne, Jaden Michael, Matt Lambert, Quantez Joseph, CJ. Those guys have kind of started to work their way in. We're dealing with an injury right now to probably our only all-district returning offensive lineman who's going to be a sophomore in Colin Hastings. But those skill guys are seasoned. The guy that you talked about that I said would be a household name going into the state championship game, he's back as a senior year, and that's Damian Marcel. You showed that clip of him scoring the first touchdown in the state championship game when he caught a ball in the end zone. So Damian Marcel is back as a 4-year starter. Dwayne Winfield, Dwayne Lunch's little brother, is back returning at receiver as well. And then you've got Trenton Cheney, who was also a starter on that state championship team. He was our primary running back, lining up next to Lunch during that season, and has become a really two-way player for us on offense, being not only our leading rusher, but he's also our leading receiver. So he's got a great deal on his plate. He's able to make plays both from the running back position and receiver, and he's committed to UL Lafayette. And then what I think is probably an underrated piece of our game right now in this season, it's been our special teams. Our special teams have done a great job. We lost Trace Miet, who's one of the best kickers we've ever had. Dylan Delanaville has filled in those shoes quite well, but really been proud of our coverage units and the way they've covered kicks. But I really think we got something special in our return game. Damian Marcel has returned 2 kicks for touchdowns already this season, and we didn't think he was one of our best return guys. Chase Pittman, we think, is one of those guys. He returned a punt last weekend for a touchdown. So we really think that we've got an opportunity to be really good in all 3 phases of the game.
Well put, and I really appreciate it because I love giving the names and shining the spotlight on the guys that are making the plays, especially like you started on the offense up front. Wish you the best of luck this Friday against those Terriers. It's going to be a fantastic game. Again, live streamed on VSN. Good luck the rest of the season. And as you said, enjoy those special moments with not only your son, both of your sons actually playing, but enjoy those wins and good luck this season in the playoffs. Again, a natural fit for up the river, down the bayou guest is Dwayne Jenkins.
Well, Eric, anytime you need somebody to fill some time, you can always give me a call. Appreciate being on, and best of luck to you the rest of the way.
Appreciate it. Thanks so much. Time for us to take our first time out here on Up the River, Down the Bayou. When we return, it's the Farm Bureau Team of the Week. And for that, we'll head to Lafourche Parish and check in with E.D. White. We're back after this. Did you know St. James Parish Hospital's ER was recently recognized by the American Heart Association for heart attack and stroke care. When minutes count, choose St. James Parish Hospital in Lutcher for emergencies. Award-winning quality care close to home.
At South Louisiana Bank, we're great at banking, but we're great at a lot of other stuff too.
Is that a new rod and reel?
Hey, a girl's got a fish.
We care about the community we live in and the people we serve. We're not just like you. We are you.
Are you boiling crawfish?
No, just letting them soak.
We're proud to be here and work for the place and the people we love. South Louisiana Bank. It's in the name.
Since 2000, Bayou Granite has grown to be Southeast Louisiana's largest fabricator of stone countertops. From precise laser measurements to state-of-the-art water jet and CNC machines, we can handle your kitchen and bath needs as well as any commercial projects. Let our expert staff design and customize the right material for your home or business. Stop by our new state-of-the-art fabrication facility and showroom today at 9622 East Main Street or call us at 985-637-4911. And don't forget to like us on Facebook.
Hi, Robert Adams of Fouche Parish Farm Bureau. On behalf of all our agents and staff, I want to wish all the area teams a successful season. Farm Bureau Insurance, real service, real people.
Welcome back to Up the River, Down the Bayou. It's time for the Team of the Week, brought to you by Farm Bureau Insurance. This week, we're going to Lafourche Parish, and we're checking out the E.D. White Cardinals. Coach Kyle Lassane has got his team off to a fine 2-1 start with a brutal schedule to start the season. But this week, it's back to the district and a tilt with South Lafourche. Let's check in with our Farm Bureau Team of the Week.
Good job, Jake. Coach Owen turned it up Friday. I gotta say that. Turned it up. Yes, he did. Give me a look. Give me a look. Give me a look. Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Move to your spots.
Offense on 2-1-2. Offense.
Good. Go. First 3 weeks playing some 5A schools, some big-time 5A schools, and being able to go 2-1 against those 3 big-time schools set us up for a great season. Right there, run! Right there, good job. Grant Barbera started at quarterback for us, played really well in week 1. Week 2 came down with an illness and couldn't play. And then we were hoping to get him back for week 3 against Huntville and still was sick, so didn't get him back then, but we got him back last week. Just a really poised kid who really sets the tone for us on offense. Right there, good, good, good. Vertical, good, right there. Good job, Grant.
Grant Barbera, number 5, 2026 quarterback. We started strong against 2 Catholic League teams in Huntville, put in the work in the summer, grinded every day at 6. Then we got a championship team. I think we're good, but we can improve. We got a lot of injuries, people stepping up, doing their job. I think we in the right direction. I think we can run or throw the ball, get defenses off balance.
Look, don't go crazy out there now. Don't go crazy out there. Chop your feet. Slow down, make sure we get a piece of that guy. Right there, good, Joe. Right there, good. Of course, offensive line, having 5 offensive linemen who were experienced and 4 seniors really is probably the key to us offensively. We've had some injuries at the skill positions. Hopefully we're getting some of those guys back, but overall it's been a good start for us offensively against some really good defenses. Attaboy, good, right there, good job. Other hand! We got 7 to 12 guys that we can kind of rotate up front. So a lot of D tackles, a lot of D ends. Unfortunately, we had some injuries at linebacker and in MJ Sternfels, who was a starter for last year. Jax Trish also missed a day, a Friday for us. But we've been able to plug in at those spots. The defensive line has played really well, set the tone for us. Adam Talbot is a defensive tackle who's really excelled for us. Charlie Dietrich has led it for us in the middle at linebacker. Big physical kid who runs really well.
I'm Charlie Dietrich. I'm a linebacker, number 7, 2026. I think we're very well-rounded as a team. I know on the defense we play great defense. We fly to the ball. Offense, now that Grant's back, we're a well-oiled machine, and I think we should be hard to stop come playoffs. It's fun to play when you're playing this good, and if we keep it rolling, it's going to be fun, even more fun.
In the secondary, got a lot of guys coming back. Nate Thompson and Luke Zarang, some guys that can really cover in the secondary, and have really played well for us. And really, last Friday against Ellender, really shut those guys down. Oh boy! Right there. South Lafourche is a much improved football team. Really good on offense, do a lot of things that could cause you some trouble, so we need to be disciplined. We got to rally to the football and tackle. Defensively, put a lot of pressure on you, come from a lot of different places, like to press and play you man-to-man. So it's going to be a challenge, and it's our first road game of the season, actually. So we go down to South Lafourche this year, and hopefully we handle the trip well.
Yeah, they're going to come off hot. We just could play our game and run our base offense.
They run a lot of tricky plays, a lot of motion before the snap, so we're going to have to get in that film, really pay attention at practice and film sessions in the morning, and come to play Friday.
Hopefully we can stay healthy. Hopefully we can get guys back. I think we can be more explosive on offense, so we won't have to maybe put 12 to 15 play drives together. Maybe we get some explosive kids back and we can break some plays. Consistency on the offensive line, getting our quarterback upright, keeping him upright, letting him sling the football a little bit like he likes to do, and our receivers catching the football. Defensively, rallying to the football and causing turnovers. That really has been the key for us. It's not really going to change. We're going to be in sound positions, but we're going to have to tackle. And as the weeks go on, and you try to get everybody back, hopefully we'll peak at the end of the season. Good job. Good job.
Good luck to those ED White Cardinals. Always a good time checking in with Coach Kyle and his Cardinals. Time for another break on Up the River, Down the Bayou, brought to you by St. James Parish Hospital. When we return, we go from the football field to the volleyball court and check in with the team from Houma that's making waves early in the season. We're back after this.
Hi, Robert Adams, the Lafourche Parish Farm Bureau. On behalf of all our agents and staff, I want to wish all the area teams a successful season. Farm Bureau Insurance, real service, real people.
Local, family-owned H. Worth Elevator Service is the name you should choose when it comes to your commercial or residential elevator needs. We offer elevator installation, repair, and maintenance services. Choose professional elevator contractors in Kenner, licensed and insured. 24/7 emergency services available, warranties available. Backed by over 4 generations of elevator mechanics. Call H. Worth Elevator Service for your elevator needs. Welcome back to Up the River, Down the Bayou. It's time to check in with some area volleyball teams. And Division I, Hahnville, we've talked about them already on this show. They've been outstanding for Coach Mindy LaBeouf. Hahnville currently, as we record this show Wednesday, 14-2 overall. They're the number 4 team in Division I in the power rankings. So it looks like that drought of not going to the state tournament, at least making the quarterfinals, is about to end for Coach Mindy LaBeouf. Her team is loaded, and they should be making a good run. They should make their hotel reservations for Lafayette in mid-November. Destrehan is at 9-7. They're the number 23 team in Division I power rankings right now. Thibodaux and Terrebonne just outside the playoff picture. In D3, how about Vanderbilt at 15-2? They are loaded again. Latasha Wise Jackson, Neil Grace Berry, Shay Sanders. It goes on. They did suffer an injury. Kinley Seabode had an injury. I believe it was an ankle injury, and I think she's out for a couple weeks. So that will hurt him, but hopefully Kinley can return to the Lady Terriers for the playoff run. Edie White, 7-5. They're currently 10th. Riverside with Coach Brandy's having a great year as well. D4, 15th ranked team. Houma Christian, they're at 9-3. And then we go to Division 5, Covenant Christian Academy. You've seen some of their volleyball games over the last couple years on VSN. We're about to have their whole weekend tournament. We'll be set up on Court 3 at the Houma Terrebonne Civic Center, the Barry Bonvillain Civic Center. We'll be on Court 3 and we're going to get just a lot of different looks of teams that we haven't seen. C.E. Bird, Sam Houston, teams we're really excited to see. And of course, Covenant Christian, the host school. They won a big game last night in district over Hanson Memorial. That was on VSN. We went to practice earlier in the week and checked in with Coach Craig Hamner, who also has Coach Peter Verrett, the longtime coach at H.L. Bourgeois. He's back into coaching as an assistant for Coach Craig. Let's check in with those Lady Lions.
Here we go, free. It's coming quick. This year's team right now, we're 7-3. We're just kind of really getting started after the hurricane. We had to push a few games around. But, this team this year, it's going to be a work in progress. Get wider. I think we'll be peaking hopefully near the end of the year because we had a few kids that were injured, some that were sick that are finally coming back into the lineup now.
I'm Mallory Dupre. I'm number 7 and I'm an outside hitter.
My name is Bailey Keene. I'm number 14 and I'm on the right side.
Hi, I'm Bria Butler. I'm number 25 and I play outside for CCA. This year, I feel like CCA wasn't really known recently, but now they've gotten put on the map kind of. They've been building their team for the past 3, maybe 4 years, and I think they've gotten better and better, and I can't wait to play this year.
It's a little bit different. It's definitely, I feel like I'm doing better on the outside. It's a better approach. During the middle, it's very quick, and I'm getting used to being more outside. It's a longer approach, and it's easier for me. So this year, we're definitely younger. We do have our 2 seniors, Bria and Bailey, and Bria can finally play, which she's a really, really good outside hitter. And it just makes us more stronger on the defense, like in offense. Our defense is really good. Our offense has gotten better over the years. And really, I'm just excited that we can go far this year.
We have a really good team this year and we really bond a lot more than we did last year, and the chemistry is a lot better and we mix a lot better this year. I think serving well would really help us out, just having good, consistent, tough serves and putting the ball away, attacking a lot.
Follow it, right there. Well, in my personal life, things changed and I needed something to do, and of course, my passion is coaching. So when Coach Craig gave me the opportunity, I grabbed at it, and it's been wonderful. It's been a great experience. The kids are just the most humble kids I've had in a long time. They want to do well, they want to learn, they want to win.
Yeah, I think this year's key for us is developing our middles. Our middles are young and they're coming along very well. If we stay consistent on our serving, I think our defense will carry us through. Go! And our hitting from both sides of the pins are doing very well so far this year. Good swing!
Certainly a fun team, a lot of good players on that squad. Those outsides are better. As Coach Craig said, they developed those young middles. That's going to be a tough team. Maybe Covenant Christian makes a run all the way to the Cajun Dome this season as well. Again, it's time for a break. We always want to thank our sponsors here on Up the River, Down the Bayou. It starts with St. James Parish Hospital. They're the title sponsor, but also South Louisiana Bank. We got Bayou Granite as well, and H-Worth Elevators. And of course, our Team of the Week sponsor, Farm Bureau Insurance, in all 4 surrounding parishes for the river and the bayou. We're down to our final break. When we return, a little blast from the past and a little tribute to the Hit King. We're back after this. Did you know St. James Parish Hospital's ER was recently recognized by the American Heart Association for heart attack and stroke care? When minutes count, choose St. James Parish Hospital in Lutcher for emergencies. Award-winning quality care close to home.
Since 2000, Bayou Granite has grown to be Southeast Louisiana's largest fabricator of stone countertops. From precise laser measurements to state-of-the-art water jet and CNC machines, we can handle your kitchen and bath needs as well as any commercial projects. Let our expert staff design and customize the right material for your home or business. Stop by our new state-of-the-art fabrication facility and showroom today at 9622 East Main Street, or call us at 985-637-4911. And don't forget to like us on Facebook.
Local, family-owned H. Worth Elevator Service is the name you should choose when it comes to your commercial or residential elevator needs. We offer elevator installation, repair, and maintenance services. Choose professional elevator contractors in Kenner, licensed and insured. 24/7 emergency services available, warranties available. Backed by over 4 generations of elevator mechanics. Call H. Worth Elevator Service for your elevator needs. We close this show this week, not with anything from the river or the bayou, but from my personal hero, boyhood hero growing up. It's the hit king, Pete Rose. His pictures when he broke Ty Cobb's record, 41.92, and all his baseball cards in a poster they gave out during Pete Rose weekend in 2016. Again, I'm from Ohio, grew up during the 70s, the Big Red Machine era, and I love Johnny Bench and Pete Rose. And really, when Pete came back in 1984 as the player manager, that's when my love for Pete kind of even grew more so. I've always, with my children, you're going to tell your kids to root for the same teams that you liked and hope that they, here like the Saints and like LSU. So the same with my kids, even though, they live in Louisiana, I've always pushed the Reds on them and taken them on trips. And in 2016, it was Pete Rose weekend, right? So they both retired his jersey and also inducted him into the Reds Hall of Fame. I wanted my 3 kids to enjoy that, Lanny, Chelsea, and Emma. And so we got in our vehicle and the girls painted, Pete Rose, Hit King, Cincinnati or Bust all over our car. And we drove the 800 miles up to Cincinnati, loud and proud with our Pete Rose, Hit King, let everybody know where we were on our way to. Our kids got to see that. It was just a wonderful, wonderful moment to share. And of course, tragically, the Hit King passed away this week. It's a damn shame the way baseball has treated a guy who's loved the sport more than anybody on the planet. He personified hustle and passion, loved the way Pete, played the game. Most of the people around that aren't like me over 50, they don't remember Pete as the player, the head first slide and Charlie Hustle. They just remember all the crap from the gambling and, just the negative stuff. Even the documentary that HBO just put out probably, about a month ago, over the summer, a lot of negativity in that as well. And obviously Pete was his own worst enemy. No one's going to argue that, but I totally think that the crime didn't fit the punishment. Baseball has turned its back on the Hit King for over 3 decades. There had to be some mercy, some goodwill in there somewhere for a guy who literally was the main player in the 70s and 80s. If anyone's around that remembers his hitting streak in 1978 when he went 44 games, the longest hitting streak in National League history. I mean, that was network news. Networks broke into programming in Atlanta when he got the hit that broke the record with 44 games and broke in when the streak was over. This is the larger than life guy that baseball just absolutely shunned because of his gambling addiction. So we're going to close out the show with a look back at our trip, the Richey's trip to Cincinnati in 2016 for Pete Rose weekend. And then afterwards, a couple of clips of the 2 times that I interviewed him personally. One was back in college, 1988 in Plant City, Florida. Just a little clip there. You'll see skinny Richey there at the end with the stand-up. And then again, 2002, once again, baseball not even allowing Pete Rose to be a part of the last game ever to be played at Riverfront Stadium, Synergy Field. So they had to have a special softball game the next day where the Big Red Machine took on many of the stars from the 70s, Steve Garvey, Steve Carlton, Mike Schmidt, all those guys were on the other team. And I got to interview them there as well. So we'll close out with the tribute to Pete Rose, RIP Hit King. Thanks for the memories. Thanks to Justin Thomas for all his work on this show. And to our guest, Dwayne Jenkins. Good luck this weekend against Vanderbilt. Thanks so much for watching. Up the river, down the bayou.
leadership, it is our privilege to retire Pete Rose's number 14. Please unveil the 11th number to be retired, Pete Rose's number 14.
I think we're going to win it, but there again, I'm sure every manager in every division right now would tell you the same thing. They're going to win it.
Cincinnati Reds have finished in second place in the National League Western Division for 3 straight years now. In '88, that just won't do for Pete Rose and his team. They've improved their starting pitching, and that just might be the key for the first division crown since 1979.
Like when he said hello again to Cincinnati as a player-manager in '84, Pete said goodbye in similar classic style. The head-first slide he made famous. You feel in your heart you will get in the Hall of Fame?
Well, you have to be optimistic. I mean, I'm a very optimistic person, and good things happen to good people if you just keep your nose clean.